All right. Oh my goodness, there's lots of people on already. Hello, everyone. All of a sudden I'm seeing all the comments. You weren't on there before. Troy, good to see you. Louise, Michelle, oh my goodness, Kathy and Jean. 70 degrees, good for you. I think we're like 60 today, but it's kind of drizzly, so it's not the prettiest day. But you know what? It's not snowing. We aren't having massive windstorms, so I'll take it. So yes, hi Carol. I don't know if Carol's back yet. I think I heard you were in Disney or something for a little while. So, oh, Kathy and Christina and oh my goodness, Catherine, Patricia, Barbara. Oh, hello everyone. Hello. Jana, hello. It's so good to be back. I feel like it's been forever and ever. So I had hoped to finish the shell yeah bag before going. I think most of you have heard I was sick. I came down with the flu the day before we left. And so thankfully I had Tamiflu and some beautiful hotels to hang out with, and I had pre-booked our stuff. So it still was a great trip, but I didn't get my business taken care of with you guys. So we're a little behind the schedule I'd hoped to be on, but that's okay. We'll get it done. And so, oh, the charming duffel, yes. So those of you who were, well, I'm bouncing all over. You know how this is. I'm like ADD on steroids when I come in here. So, hi, Luann. Yes, my trip was fabulous. So for those of you, I went to Italy. So I had started to say I had come down with the flu. So my son had been sick the weekend before, and his ped had said she thought he probably had the flu, but it was too late for him to take medicine. So we didn't bother with the test, and then I came down with it. So he did have it. But we got to go to the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel. We did not see the Pope. We weren't in Rome the day that on Easter Day when he actually did speak before he passed. But the interesting thing is we were there when the Pope was elected, and then we were there and we hadn't been to Italy since. And when we went again, he died. So not sure. The next Pope may ban us from going to the Vatican. We may not be allowed, maybe not even in Italy. So, but we did that, and we got to go to the Colosseum. We took some cooking classes, so I now know how to make fresh pasta. It's incredibly easy, which surprised me. It's just 00 flour and an egg, and you mix it all together. It takes a while, but mix it all together, and then you do that. I can also make little tortellonis, and so that was a blast. The kids loved it, learning how to do that. So we were in Bologna, and we did Florence, and then we stopped in Pompeii. I did do a little shopping, so I brought some things in to show you. And what else did we do? We were in Sorrento and Capri, which this came from Capri, this fabric here. It's so pretty. Absolutely love it. So it's kind of a canvas weight, and I just love this little thing on there. So always have to, ciao, Catherine. So that was kind of our trip there. It was just a really good time. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else I wanted to say about it. So when we were in Rome, so I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't do a lot of shopping. So my husband actually was like, we're under budget. I'm like, well, I wonder why. So it did sort of help in that sense. We were a little under. So this was a bag I got while in Italy, and I thought this was just really fun. I thought it was something that maybe we could do if you guys are interested. So I wanted to show you. This one is done with real Italian leather. It's just all the little strips. They have a pocket on the back, has short handles, long handles. I don't know if it has to have everything, but I just thought it was really cool with all these stripes. So please, if this is something you're interested in, I'll gladly put together a kit and a pattern, and we can make this. I would probably use faux leather for us because I think that's easier for us to work with. I don't know that we all have machines that would go through the real leather to stitch it, but I do think the faux leather would be beautiful in this. I see someone's like, no, said no husband ever. Oh, Catherine, thank you. Thank you. So Dolores loves it too. So if you guys like it, then I'll definitely put together a kit because we've got some different leathers or faux leathers that we could do and definitely come up with a kit for this. And it's real fun. It's got some pockets inside. So I'll include in the kit that we have in the pattern. We'll do some of that. So glad you liked it. Let me set that over there. So again, I got these fabrics. I got this one in Bologna. It's hard to see it, but there's lemons everywhere. Lemons are huge. And so it's just kind of it was vintage. I actually found it in a hardware store. And so when I told her I only wanted 1 meter, she looked at me very confused because they use it for their tablecloths. But I'm like, I want it for making bags. And so I just thought that was really sweet. So there's that. And then this one, of course, I got this one in Capri. And when I was there, they had this fabric, which I just thought was really cool. And I loved the, I can't think of what to call it. They're not pom-poms, but I love the trim, essentially. I just thought that was really nice. So that's why I went with that. And then the other fabric they had, we actually have something very, very similar here. And so I'm going to slide it over, and they had, so this is the one I love. So this was in Capri as well. And lots of lemon stuff. Oops, we'll turn it that way. So this was the one in particular that I kept seeing everywhere with kind of that tiled look, because they do have a lot of painted tiles there, a lot of white. And so it was really beautiful. Theirs was a little more blue. Ours has got a little more of a purple tint to it. And so what I want to do is, one of the other things I noticed in fabric bags there, because most of their things were leather, but there's a trend going on right now of these they're hand stitching fabric to make it quilted fabric, and then turning it into like market bags and jackets and vests and pants, house goods like table runners and placemats and all kinds of fun stuffs. And I thought, okay, well, hand sewing is obviously a 4-letter word for us. We don't like that. So, but I thought, well, how fun would it be for us to do something similar? So basically, I think we'll do a market bag because we're the bag ladies, right? So I think I'm going to use this fabric next week. We do have a kit for it, so if you want to play along, I'm going to use the Sashiko for it. You don't have to use the Sashiko. It's still going to make a great market tote. And what it is, and I apologize, I didn't make a sample, but it's going to basically have we're going to use binding. So I'm going to go through and show you binding, nice, easy way to do it. So we're going to bind the outside edges of it. So it's just going to wrap around, have 2-end pieces with pockets, and we'll have some binding. So that'll be the market tote. It's really cute, very functional. So if you're interested in doing the kit, you can buy it ahead of time now so you can make sure you get your fabric. Or you can wait till next week, and I'll probably have another option next week because not only did they have these fabrics, they also had kind of bright florals. And so there were some I saw in the shop, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, slow stitching is a good way to call it. And it is something you could definitely do. Like for me, I'm at soccer games and I'm, doing stuff for the kids and carpool, but or even watching TV at night. But they also had a lot of bright colors. So not Vera Bradley, like a little more abstract, but just really, really fun, pretty things. So I'll probably come up with another kit for next week to go along with it. But like I said, since this one was the one that really screamed to me Italy, and it was exactly like what I saw, I wanted to give you the option of that. So, all right, let's move on from Italy. Okay, it's so good to be back with you guys. So fun. All right, so Sherry loves the idea of a market tote. Perfect. Loving the lemons and oranges. I know, they're so fun. What do I want to talk about next? So, spring event. Any of you going to spring event? I'm going to be there for the first 2 sessions. So I'll be there, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm probably only there for the morning on Friday, but I would love to know who of my bag ladies are coming to visit. And so I know there's a pause before I get answers. Peggy Ann, I missed you so much. I really did. I love getting to come on here and visit with all of you. And so thank you, Troy. Thank you. Yay, Taffy, you're coming. I'm so glad. It's so fun for me to get to see you guys live. So I'm hoping a lot of you are coming. I know it's not easy to travel all the time. So Christina's coming, nice. And the first session, so I'll see you. Troy's coming, yes. You already have the lemon fabric, Marilyn, that's perfect. So the pattern's really easy, so you'll be able to just follow along. So Judith, you're coming second session, awesome. Your first session, Troy, okay, good. Oh, this is gonna be a fun spring event. Carolyn, thank you. So I'm going to grab our spring event bags. I know they've been shown a lot, but I want to show you so many things, guys. I promise we will actually finish the other bag too. So you can't see this one yet. Very soon though. Who is doing the bag on the weekend? So on the weekend, it's going to be Little Deb. So Deb Adrian is going to do it along with Rose, who mostly works up in our kit room, but I think she's helped with the events before. And so, oh, Peggy, and I'm sorry. Yes, Patty, the Italy is beautiful. And so Marilyn, first session, great. So I keep talking. All right, so I'm going to show you. This is the bag we're making. And so Anita, thank you. Christina, thank you, thank you. So this is the bag we're making, and we're gonna have this fabric. There's two choices of fabrics, depending on what session you're in. For the other fabric, it'll either be this blue fabric here, the teal color, or the yellow. Both are amazing. And so, Lynn, I am struggling with technology. So I have a good friend who has an Etsy shop, so I'm hoping to get her to help me. And so give me a little more time. I'm so sorry. I'll probably say something on here too, but I tried doing it myself, and I have too many pictures, and so my patterns don't download properly. So I need to figure it out. It's not a priority. I'm so sorry. All right, so we're doing these, and I wanted to tell you, these are called, so we've got two sizes. We have the little one, which is called, so the bigger one is called fun size. So I know they were trying to figure it out, and Gloria kept saying, I know it's it's a good name. She even said, I think, a fun name, like it was, and the reason is, so this is fun size, and this one is the bite size. So you can kind of see the difference in sizes. And so I just thought, so this one, it's the fun size, so you can't forget now, right? And then this one, I couldn't find them, but you know how candy comes in both fun size and bite size? So the bite size is just a little square of a Snicker or something, but this one would be such a great size for a little lunchbox. I mean, you could use it as a bag too, but so cute. Carolyn, I'll definitely let you know. A Met Vague pattern kit's available for, yes, so Cindy, that's what we're gonna talk about right now. So if you're going to the event, obviously you're going to get your kit there, and it's all included in your cost and everything. So if you are interested in making this yourself, and you're not able to go to the event, or you want an extra kit, we are making them available. We are going to, they're being put on now so that you can purchase them now. However, just like with the cruise, you will not be able to get it until after the spring event. So right now I have two different kits available to you. One is going to be with this fabric and with the blue teal fabric. And so that's one kit. So it's going to be basically the same as what's going to be at the spring event. In fact, it is the same. It's just at the spring event, some people also have, the yellow is going to be at some of the ones as well. So super cute, and you can flip it either way. So there's that, and you'll get both patterns. So you'll get fun size and bite size. And they come with leather on the bottom. So cute. All right, now, got all this candy. So what's your favorite candy, anybody? I don't know. What's yours, Kate? It doesn't have to be one of those. Kit Kats or what? Oh, here's more choices. Oh, this might be a bite-sized Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, although it seems maybe like it's two. I am a huge fan of Snickers because I feel like anything that has nuts in them has protein, and it's sort of like they're healthy. That's how I justify it. So I know it's not right. So like peanut M&Ms, high on my list. I almost always take one. Snickers, more Snickers, yes. So anyway, there's our fun sizes. The other kit, and I am obsessed with this one. So I made this one at home with, I thought, oh, it'd be fun to see what it looks like with pre-quilted fabric and if it sort of shortened the time. I don't love how right now I have a roll of paper towels in here. Boop. Because it doesn't, otherwise it's really kind of floppy. It's thin, so like when you go to hold it, it goes like that. So I do think I prefer, oh, Almond Joys, yes, Gail, those are insane. I don't think there's any in this little pile, but I cannot resist those. Give me some coconut and nuts and chocolate, amazing. But anyway, so this kit, really cute. It's gonna come with this fabric. It is a Liberty of London fabric, and look how cool and funky that is. It'll come with a black strapping. You can cover the strapping if you want, like we did for, like we'll be doing for the spring event. So here you can see on the little bag, that's what we did, we covered it. Or you can leave it plain like I did on here. And you will get accent fabric too. So for my zipper, look how cute that is. I put on a stripe, so I really like that. So that's what this one will be. This will come with the bozo. So Judith, thank you for the question. Instead of doing the pre-quilted fabric, your kit will include fabric. It'll include enough fabric of this, and it will include another complementary fabric similar to this. I'll probably come up with like a shadow play or a grunge, or I don't know if a grunge is going to look right with that, but something that has a little texture to it so that it doesn't show stains, but that that goes with this, and then you'll get bozo with it as well. So the bozo is included in the kit. Oh yeah, and just, oh my gosh, you guys are making me crave chocolate. Good thing I have a mountain of it in front of me, all my fun sizes. It also will include the black faux leather for the bottom. So those are the two kits. Again, the kits won't be able to go out until after the spring event. So I think the last day is like the 24th, 25th, something like that. So the next week. So expect it to ship like that last week of May. So I have yards of quilted black fabric from long ago. See, so Marilyn, you can do all kinds of fun stuff with that. So both projects, this one, and we're finishing up the Shell Yeah project from the cruise, that pre-quilted would go well with it. Now this is also kind of a thinner pre-quilted fabric. I just bought some at a shop this weekend, and it's thicker. It's got more girth to it. I don't know if that's the right word. Can you buy one at the spring event? Nancy, yeah, we should have some extras there too. I think I'm on target to have 20 extra at the event, and so if they don't sell at the event, they'll get sold to, or they'll get shipped to people who order them through the show. So pattern comes with the kit, so it'll come with both sizes. And so any other questions? Carol likes the idea of grunge. All right, well, I will check it out and see if it goes with it. And so it's really a clean, the lines on it are real clean. I don't know if we can see. It's so cool. I love this fabric. Hey, Dean. Body to the fabric. Yes, you're right. That would be a good word. And so, all right. So I think that's it for spring event and those bags. Oop, I almost lost the bite size. Okay, what else do I have over here? Oh, okay. Since I mentioned cruise, all right, and you did get these kits, right, for market for next week. Okay, so I'm going to move that out of our way. Now, okay, that has to do with the next Bag Lady Club. So I just worked with Gloria this morning about ordering supplies for the next Bag Lady Club. So I want to talk to you about that today as well. I got so much. This is what happens when I'm gone. I think I've been gone for a month. It's been a long time. A month. Wow. What have you guys done for a month on Tuesdays at noon? You had to, like, I don't know, go for a walk at lunchtime or something. Okay. Oh, Dean, you would have been welcome anytime. Yeah, any of you. You want to come be on the show with me? I'll gladly have you on. That'd be great. And so, oh, can we see what the tote looks like? Looks like the Italian market tote. So the Italian market tote I haven't made yet. And so, Dolores, I'll be doing it next week. So I'll bring in I'll have a sample one made, and then we'll be working on one together. And so I'm going to use the Sashiko, but again, you could do slow stitching on your own. You could do just regular, decorative stitches with your machine, whatever you want. Judith, you were lost. Okay, I don't know if that's for me or not. The pattern will come with the Italian tote. It is so easy, though, that it's one of those ones I think you could do without, you had withdrawals. I'm sorry. So it is one I think you could do without even having the pattern in hand. And so, all right. So many of you know about this guy here. So this is the duffel from the cruise. And when all of our things came back from the cruise, we actually have some charm packs available. So I currently have 20. I don't know if Kate even put a quantity in because I think I forgot to tell her. So we have the option of up to 20 bag kits from this collection. So if you are interested in making the duffel, which I know a lot of you have made them already, so I don't know if any of you need to make another one or not, but this fabric is adorable. It is so cute. The only thing I will tell you is, in fact, I'll grab the fabrics. The fabrics are a little bit different. Oof. So the lining fabric that you'll get is going to be this seashell, which is beautiful. I love this one. So it has all the colors. The handles for the straps, if you want to cover the straps, is this blue color. And so we no longer have this one with the like multicolor, but we do have the check that comes from the collection. So it's the same. And so, so we've got that for you. So, all right. Yeah, Marilyn, every time I see a charm pack now, I'm like, oh, this would make such a great duffel. I want this. So I'm like a lunatic. I think I'm going to probably give them out as Christmas gifts. I don't know how many I'll get done in time for Christmas since my son is graduating and going to college and my stepdaughter is getting married in September. It's a crazy year. So it's a good year, but it's a little crazy. All right. The other thing you get with this one, if you happen to get it, because they were geared for the cruise, you will get a Gloria Horn luggage tag as well as a fun beach themed one, although I'm not sure how a unicorn with a rainbow horn is considered beach, but hey, you know what? You never know what you'll get. That's kind of a little surprise. So move that back over here since we've got that one done. I have a couple more of these for you. Because I was on the Italy kick, I have this one, which I thought it's part of the collection, but I didn't want to use up my market tote fabric, so I wanted it to be different. So it's called Lavender Lemonade. It's the same collection, and so it's got all these beautiful, well, you can see on the edge, it's got the greens, light lavender, yellow. They're just really fun, pretty fabrics. And so I was thinking, oh, someone's outside saying something about she wanted to see something. Hello. Hi. We have someone at the door. So what's your name?
Libby.
Libby is at the door. Would you like to say hi to anyone?
Not necessarily.
All right, then. She's feeling shy. All right, so these are the fabrics for this one. So this is another charming duffel. And so it's this one I was thinking, and now I'm questioning myself. I was thinking this would be our strap and this would be our lining. But I'm thinking, how cool would the lemons be as a strap? What do you think, Kate?
I kind of like the lemons as a strap.
All right, we're going to flip it. So we're going to do, this is your lining, this is your, this is your lining and this is your strap. So, and yes, the pattern comes with it. You'll get your bozal, you'll get your zipper, you'll get your fabrics for making it, you'll get, I think I said pattern, you'll get the charm pack. So the only thing that doesn't come, and I probably should have just we could have added a little bit to it, the strapping. So if you want to do the strapping, so how we did the strapping here, the pattern calls for just using fabric. You cut 4 inches, fold it in, stitch it, and make your strapping. So if you want to use the nylon strapping, you'll want to buy that separate. We do have it, and I'm pretty sure that since I'm talking about it, Kate's going to add it for you guys before the show is done.
I already have it in.
Oh, great. So it's already in there, she says. So that's wonderful. So that's that one. And I've got one more since I was on the duffel bag kick. So the last one, and I think this one's really pretty. And so I love this top fabric with the poppies. So this is called Super Bloom. It's by Robin Pickens, which everything she does is amazing. But you can see here, I'm going to just sort of it has all these great colors. And Gloria did some of these fabrics. She was showing them yesterday. And so I'm not sure what all fabrics we still have, but I know a few. So I'm planning on making one out of this. I told Kate, I'm like, here, we can tear it apart because I'm going to buy this one. So I know we have these two fabrics. So depending on how many of you are interested in making this kit, maybe no one, but if you're interested in it, this is the lining. So we're going to go with this one as our lining fabric. And then I'll come up with a coordinated fabric, probably one of these fabrics for your strap. And so, Marilyn, all right. She likes the lemon as well for the other one. I think that's going to make a great bag. So anyway, these are just pretty. I absolutely love the poppies. My mother-in-law is a big poppy fan, so I think this is going to be a gift for her. So I'm very excited. She would love it. Don't you love when you like come up with, you see something and you're like, oh, I'm going to make this and I know it's going to be just perfect. And so she's always going on little weekend trips too. So I think it'll be nice, a nice size bag for her to be able to like kind of put her stuff in. All right, so I'm going to move that over to my pile of stuff. All right, you guys ready? We have one last thing that we already talked about a little bit. So, okay, this bag. I am obsessed with this bag. I showed it to you guys once before, and I had presented it to Gloria and Kathy and Steve, and I don't know who else, anyone who would listen, Kate, about doing this for our spring event. And they decided they wanted to do the duffel instead, which is a great project. And it's been popular as far as the charm bag, so I think it's a good one. The strapping pad is 1.5 inches if you want it to overhang. So let me show you two examples. If you get 1-inch strapping, you'll be doing, it'll go on like this. So see how you don't see the strapping on the front. If you want, and again, you can adjust this. This is your bag. So this one, what I did is, this is folded into 1 inch and my strapping is 1.5. So that's kind of the difference. If I grab a different bag, it might, let's see. This one's probably the easier one to see. There you go. So that one kind of gives you a better idea. That's that 1 inch on 1 inch. And then this one here is the 1.5. You can see that. There you go. So that's the difference there. All right. Now this is not the fabric we're going to use. I'm going to come up with a different fabric. But this bag is going to be part of Bag Lady Club. So we're going to be doing this. I love it. And I think it could be done in so many different ways. So it's a woven bag. It's really fun and cute. The strap's probably going to be a little bit different than this, although you never know. They might have that included in there. It will be fully lined. When I did it before, I didn't bring the lining all the way down. And then I did decide that it probably is a little too risky to leave it woven and not do that. So we do have the 1.5 inch. So if you want 1.5, I think we have it in, I know we have it in white. We have it in black. We might have it in natural. I'm not 100% sure though. So the natural, I think, is a cotton as opposed to the nylon. So, but Bag Lady Club. So we're going to have this. Well, I have a question for you. Do you guys want it to be a bit of a surprise, or do you want to know what's coming in the Bag Lady Club? And so I know this takes a minute to get responses. I'm going to take a quick sip of tea and read it. 1.5 strapping is available to purchase. Yes, and actually a lot of them are pre-cut already, and so they are ready to go. All right. I'm not hearing anything yet about Bag Lady Club if you want it to be a surprise or, oh, Kate's doing something. You want to know, Judith? Okay, fair enough. Okay, so the Tiffini bag, I mean, I just showed you and told you. So, okay, Carol wants to know. Okay, I am so excited about this next Bag Lady Club. So it's going to come out, I think I can have it out to you the first week of June. So I got a lot coming that week. So, the only precursor I will put on this is if you don't pre-order it and you wait until all the supplies are in, and you don't order until after the spring, I probably am going to be a little delayed because Jake's graduation is June 4th, and I can't remember what's going on the 5th. There's something happening, and then Nico has soccer tryouts that week as well. So I am going to prep everything beforehand as much as I can, have it all ready, and it will ship that first week of June. Anyone who pre-orders. If you don't pre-order it, you probably won't get it until mid-June. And so I'm trying to be transparent. I just know things are a little crazy. Good crazy, great crazy. I'm happy with my life. I couldn't ask for more. So, but it's a little crazy. So anyway, you're going to, and again, I'm very excited about this one. So we're going to do this bag, which is really easy but crazy fun. And I think it could be like changed into so many different things using this technique. So I'm actually thinking there's going to be 2 patterns in there, Tiffini bag patterns, using the technique. So there'll be this bag because I adore it and I think it is the perfect size for me at least. And then I think we're going to do another kind of fun bag with it using the technique. So again, you get all the materials to make them. You will also get, how many of you know about Minky Kim? I adore Minky Kim. I think she is very talented. I think the fabrics she designs are stinking adorable. She does, little videos and things like that. So Janice, how do you join Bag Lady? If you're here, you are a Bag Lady. You are part of the club, but the Bag Lady Club it's sort of random when I do it. I try and do it on a regular basis. It seems to kind of hit 2 to 3 times a year. And so what it is sort of like a special kit. And it'll have multiple bags in it that you'll get to make. It has the supplies for it, the patterns. It'll have some little freebies, like some fun stuff. So like I am part of a different bag club. And I was very excited about it because they just started a few months ago. And I reached out to them and I thought, well, maybe we could do that here. And then every month we'll have a new bag. It's from a different designer. And so I've gotten it. I got the first 2 already. I haven't gotten the 3rd one yet. But it's so disappointing. I'm so sorry. You have to print out your pattern. You only get like half the supplies you need to make the bag, and it's just one bag. And then they do put a little surprise in. Like last month was a little rubber keychain. So I won't do that to you. And now mine is a little bit more, but not much. I think it's $10 more. But you get a lot of great stuff. This bag, Karen. This one it's a good question. It is 7.5 by 9. So it's like a great size for me for like, my phone goes in there easily and a wallet. And so it's just really nice. And so, let's see. I love that. Just buy the kit. So I promise you will love the kit. I've never had anyone go, oh, wow, this was really disappointing. Once in a while, you might get some fabric that you're like, it may not be what I would have picked, but you get all the interfacing, you get all the hardware. It's fun. So you're going to get this bag. You'll get the pattern for another one from me. Now, I do think the fabric for that might only be for one of my bags, but you're going to get, there's a new Minky Kim panel that just came out for making, I think it's 2 little mini backpacks, which I think I'm so excited because I'm like, well, you make the one and then you can use it to make another pattern and keep making these adorable things. So it comes with all the fabric for that. You'll get your hardware. We'll include the Bosel for you. And then Minky Kim also has, I'm a little obsessed with her at the moment. And so she has it's a round bag pattern and with a little zipper, and you can put a strap on it. You can use it for storage things. It's so cute. So, so for Bag Ladies, I do believe it's not like you join, you just buy the kit. I don't have like a separate Facebook page or anything for us. I wouldn't mind doing something like that because I think it would be really fun to see what you create. And then you could also post questions and I'd be able to respond. Thank you, Peggy. Yeah, so it's number 134 apparently. And so, so that's what I'm looking for. And then of course there will be some surprises in there. I'm not sure what all those surprises are. Gloria and I know I have one that's already been ordered and I have some of them and they're stinking adorable. So, I think you're gonna like this one. I'm really excited about it. So anyway, that's enough of that. If you're interested in doing it, that's wonderful. It'll be available to continue to sell. Like I said, I need to get some numbers so I know 1, what to order, and 2, I can get it organized since life's gonna get a little crazy here in a hot second. So we need t-shirts. I agree, Marilyn. I was just thinking about that. Like maybe We do. The $74.95 is going to include the panel. It's going to include the materials to make the backpack for that. It's going to include another Mickey Kim pattern, as well as the supplies to make that. It's going to include the pattern for this and supplies for this. It's going to include like any hardware you need for it. It's going to include a second pattern, including using this weaving technique. Thank you. And then it will also include some little like fun freebie stuff. So it includes everything. I mean, it is a deal. I promise you it is much better. And I will, once it's released and out there, like my bag ladies get it first. So if you order the kit, you get that first. Once we start teaching the classes, I will then start offering pieces from the kit for sale, but you won't get any of the bonuses. And generally speaking, if you're buying it individually, the cost is going to be more. But I get that, you may be like, hey, I want to do that, but I don't want to do the other. So that's fine. All right, I'm moving on. Any other quick questions? Yeah, we should definitely get a digital. I'll talk to Tommy about that. We could do that. All right. You guys ready to finish our project from last time? I think I'm running out of time. I've talked so much. My goodness, I talked for like almost an hour. What does the backpack look like? You know what? I don't have a picture of it, but it's a panel and it's really cute. I promise you, it's really cute. She's got really like sweet fabrics, like small flowers. I think if I remember, we were just looking at it, has like little cherries on it. But it's really cute. It just came out in April, so it's a very new panel. I was hoping to actually have done this a little bit sooner and maybe got it to you in May. I just know with the spring event, I can't do that. I won't be able to get it done. So,
Is it this?
yes. So Kate has a picture of one of them. So the way she does it, there's actually, you can interchange things. So here are different ones that are, so this is the panel. So you'll get that panel. And then like here's one made up. You have different choices of how you do it. And so you can mix and match it in various ways. So there's just a couple that you can see how she did them. So like this one's saying pre-order. I'm not sure. Oh, it's like I don't know if it's a kit for everything or made up, but it's $116. Oh, right. We gotta change our prices, Kate. We gotta. If you didn't buy it already, we're jacking it up. So, but anyway, they're really cute, and so I think you'll be really happy with. I forgot I had paper towels in here. All right. Let's see if we can finish this bag though. All right, Catherine, I'm glad you love it. I do too. You can see now why I'm so excited about it. It's just such a great little project. Actually, it's not little. It's a nice backpack. All right, so this is our Shell Yeah organizer. This is the project we did on the cruise. I had taught the 2 weeks of it before I left. So I'm hoping everyone's caught up. I know I had to sew a little bit this morning. So we should have our zipper pocket with our vinyl completed and stitched in place. We have our 2 divided pockets. Now I didn't divide my pockets. Let me grab a small ruler. Here we go. So I think we were talking about we were going to do that when we came back. So I have that here. So I'm going to measure. I'm at 5 1/4 inches. So I'm just going to measure. I'm going to go, we'll just say 2.5 inches from the edge. And I'm just going to mark that. Now you can mark with a chalk marker that you can brush off or an air marker. I do not recommend at this point with this bag using anything that you have to use an iron. And the reason for that is there are some things in this bag that are very sensitive to heat. So we put elastic in the center here. It doesn't like heat of any kind, not steam, nothing. And trust me, I know this from experience. I ruined a couple of bags. I didn't bring the samples. I think I showed them to you guys before. But it does not like heat at all. And then the vinyl, of course, doesn't like heat. So this is not a bag that when you're done, you're going to go back and press it all in place. And so, Pat, I apologize. There were some supplies I needed that we had on the cruise. They have arrived. And so I am going to be putting those finishing putting them together. They're together, waiting literally for the strap. So I just need to put that strap in there. And if I'd known it was going to take this long, we kept hearing, okay, it's going to take a week. No, now it's next week. Now it's next week. So I apologize. That's totally on me. And before I left for Italy, if I hadn't been sick, I was planning on sort of setting a note up saying, hey, when this comes, let's get this taken care of. So yeah, those will go out probably tomorrow. And so I'm here today. All right, so on this, so this is where our divided line is. What I like to do, and you can divide it however you want. You could do 1, you could do 2. I like to start at my raw edge, stitch up to the top, go across, and stitch back down. And I do that on both sides for it. Now you can see the way this was cut, my base layer is a little too big. That's totally fine. We're going to square this up in just a little bit. All right, so we're going to do that. The next thing we're going to do is this here. Now, you probably, well, the pattern calls for drawing a line across. And it's, if I remember right, about 2.5 inches down from the edge here. In fact, maybe we'll go 2 inches. So I'm going to mark a line 2 inches. I forgot my air erase marker, so I hope you guys can see this okay. And so you should have, now in the pattern, what I did was I called for 2 pieces of elastic to go across. So 2 of them. On this one, because I'm kind of using some scraps for making mine, I couldn't find my other piece of elastic this morning. So I'm just going to have 1 on mine. And so, but what you'll do is you'll put a piece of tape, double-sided basting tape, on the outside edges. And you want that to hold your elastic in place when you go to sew. This line is what we're going to use to make sure everything stays lined up and straight. And so I'm going to just double check. That looks good. Actually, since I'm using 1, I keep changing my mind on you guys. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to start from here. I'm going to mark more towards the center. I think you can see that better if I do it from that direction, right? All right. So there we go. Can you see that line? I know it's not the best line.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Wish I hadn't. I've been using my air erase markers at home making some other samples, and so it wasn't in my... Still haven't made a good bag for bringing my supplies back and forth. Still embarrassing. Need to do that, but all right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to mark our spaces and how big we want them. So what I've discovered is if you divide it at about 1.25 inches, that will hold a USB, so between 1 and 1 1/4. If you go up to like 2.5, that will hold big spools of thread. So depending on what you're doing, you could change whatever those measurements are. So I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going from the edge. I like to also put a line about 3/4 inch in from the outside edge, and I use that as a stay. So when I put things in there, it's not going to pull the edge of the bag away. So I'm marking about 3/4 inch from the edge. Now, because I've put my tape on, I'm just using the 1/2 inch if you're looking closely and are like, wait, you're not where you're saying you are. All right. And I'm just going to put the mark at the top here. And for me, I'm just going to do every 2 inches just to make it simple. And I like to start at both ends and meet in the middle so that if I have extra, my middle space is the only one that's off. It's less obvious. And so, let's see, like I know I'm going to be off by a little bit. So right now, actually it's not too bad. Oh, nope, I've got 5 inches. So I've got to decide if I want to go 2 and have a 1, or I can do 1 1/2. So I think I'm going to go 1 1/2 from either side. I hope that makes sense what I'm doing. So I'm going 1 1/2. See how from that line to that line I had 5. So 1 1/2. And that way, these are consistently 1 1/2. These are 2, 2, and then this is just a weird random what's left over. So, all right. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to take this paper off of our, oh yeah, it came off. There we go. On both ends. All right. And I like to place this just under the line. So I'm going to let this overhang a little bit so you can see I've got it past the line of where we're going to be trimming. And then I'm going to just set it across here. And I'm going to gently put it on the other end on the tape. Now we may move. We want to keep extra here so that as we go along we can move it a little bit. When we stitch, we're going to start up above and we're going to stitch through and down below. I just realized it's been a while since I made one of these. We actually do want that line to go further down so we can see it on the other side. So we're going to go down. It needs to be at least as long as our strapping so we can sew a straight line. There we go. And last one. All right, so now we're ready to go over to the sewing machine. I'm going to put my elastic back over. We're just going to have that tape kind of gently hold it in place. And as we're sewing, we're going to use these lines to line up. So we'll stitch till we get to that line, and then we'll stop and go across. Now, if you had two pieces, so let's say this one's our other one, and you were stitching. I'm going to turn it this way to make it a little bit easier. So you would start at one end, and you would stitch across that until you got to the line you marked, and then you would go across, and then you would stop at the line and continue across. And so I hope that makes sense. I'm only doing one though, one line of elastic, so depending on what you're doing. So I'm going to go over, we're going to stitch our divided lines real quick, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to add our backing, which is really quick. I don't know, I really wanted to finish today, but I think I may have talked way too much. Kate, do we have a show at 3?
We don't.
Oh, all right, guys. We may just stay and do this. I think we can do this pretty fast. All right, we have the Bernina 570 we're working today. And so it's going to take me a second to get used to it. I do like to increase my stitch length, like to a 3.5 or so. Oh, it doesn't like what I did here. I may not have put I'm not used to this machine. I may not have put the foot on properly. All right. There we go. I should have sewn with it before so I would know for sure I had done it right. Oh, I know what I did. I was pushing on. Okay, here we go. I was pushing the knee lift. No? Dear. Yeah, or I can hear Johnny out there if you want to grab one of them. Okay, I think all right, let's see. Let's try this again. I'll keep trying while she's looking. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, guys. Oh, it's saying 1C, which I think I have.
All right, what we need help with. I'm still learning
No.
everyone.
So it's like I go to sew and it doesn't like what I'm doing.
Doesn't like what you're doing?
No.
Okay, do we have a bird's nest? This happened to us the other day. So Tommy and I are going out to Bernina training in the end of June. So we're
Do you
so
want the seat?
excited. Nope. I
Okay.
think I'm good, but we are running out of bobbin thread here soon. Just taking a peek.
I could share my mic if you.
How's everyone doing today? It's a
They're so happy because
Tuesday.
it's Bag Lady Day.
It's Bag Lady Day. Tiffany's back from Italy. So let's do we have a scrap piece of fabric?
Well, we can just stitch on here.
We're still learning these, so we have a little bit of technical difficulties at times, but I'm liking how powerful they are.
See?
Oh, it says what foot are you using? So
Oh, do I have to tell it?
we do. So
Oh.
if we hit here and let's go to see where the foot says 57D.
Oh.
Bernina has all the different feet loaded in here. So the last one that was used was 57D, which was the dual feet. So we need to type in 1C, and we
can't just go up to the top?
we could scroll up to the top, and it should be at the top actually.
There it is.
1C, and then we just
Perfect.
select
I
it,
forgot that step.
and then we hit X. So
Awesome.
there we go.
Thank you.
I hope everyone's doing great today. So
They are. Johnny asked, he said he hopes you guys are all doing great. So I don't know if you heard him or not, but I told him you are. All right, and this is so much better. All right, see, different machines sometimes throws us off. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I increased the stitch length as much as I'd like. We're gonna go up a little more. So now I'm using the inside edge of my foot along the line that we drew with the chalk. And I'm just gonna turn. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I have just a little bit of a gap. So it looks kind of like we did 2 lines of stitching. All right. There's one. All right, so you can see, look how nice that looks. Now we're going to do the other side. Again, we're starting on the raw edge side. And here we go. Oh. Oh, sorry, my foot pedal is sliding, my chair is rolling. It's been a month since I sewed in the studio, I can tell. All right, here we go. We're a little further than we wanted to, but that's okay. All right, cut that. All right, so there's our little double stitch again. Now, this is where we want to be really careful. So again, I'm going to start right up above the line. So it's a little hard to see that line. It's real faint right there. And then here's my line to go down. So I'm just going to place that right on top of there. You don't want to put tape all the way across, because if you do, you won't be able to lift it, because we want these to be able to hold various items. So I'm going to back stitch, I think. Maybe I'm not. I can't remember how to back stitch. Oh, jeez. Well, we'll just go a little farther than we need to, so we're in good shape. All right. I know there's a button for it.
Maybe it's the bottom. Is that the bottom
No.
one?
No, I thought so too.
Wrong. I don't know.
No, I thought that was it too. All right, well, we're just gonna cut. So, I recommend, though, for you guys at home that you backstitch or knot in place so that it doesn't go anywhere. But sometimes we just make do with what we've got. All right, so I'm being real careful. My elastic's not moving, and I'm staying right along that chalk line. And we're gonna cut there. All right, do a couple more. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do my placement line to keep it from going over the edge. So we're going to do that one for sure. And I'll do that on the other side too. All right. All right, so we'll do this one over here. I'm just going to do a couple more, and then I'll switch to our next step, because we're going to just square it up and then add our backing. And then we'll do this one. Let's see, go up just a little bit. There we go. All right. So I know I left a few not done, but I just want to get us to the point of being able to finish today. So I'm going to go back to the table. So we now have our elastic on, and we have our pocket divided, so that's all fantastic. All right, so now we're going to square it up. I meant to bring my 15-inch square ruler, but of course I didn't do that. But that's okay. Look what I just found. I found a 12.5, not too bad. All right, so I'm going to start at the top, because the top is kind of where we really want. It's easier if we move our zipper pull over a little bit. So I'm going to do this. And so I like to trim off a little bit off the top, just so I know I've got it nice and square. And I'm kind of lining up with my zipper. There we go. And, all right. doesn't seem to want to cut. All right, that's fine. There's other options. If you have a 60 millimeter rotary cutter, it is a little bit easier with this because we've got so much bulk and with that zipper and everything. So I do like the 60s for this project. This is a 45, so not as ideal, but so it doesn't, it's a little harder to get through all those layers all at once, but we didn't do too bad. All right, I'm gonna slide this down just a little bit. I think that's a pretty good square there. See how I did. Missed one little spot there. Okay, perfect. And then we'll do this other corner. Get this one finished. So I'm going to move my zipper head back to the other side. There we go. And I'll try and center this side too. All right, here we go. Now, this pattern is very forgiving. So if you're not quite straight, it's all gonna hide. Those of you that were on the cruise, you can even chime in here and say, yep, definitely forgiving. And so, there we go. All right. So look how neat and tidy that's looking. I feel like I maybe wanna. Now this is also gonna go inside the seam, so I didn't trim off a lot there, but let's see. I'm going to kind of use my table to cheat here a little bit. Let's see how we do. Perfect. All right. So again, I'm just squaring everything up, getting all those edges cleaned up. Let's see how we did. Clean up extra. There we go. You just want to make sure you don't have any more than like 1/4 of an inch overhang. But if you're like 1/8 of an inch or something like that, that's totally fine. See where my fabric folded a little bit over here, so I'm just gonna, and that wouldn't have done it quite so much if I had the 60, but because I'm pushing this 45 instead, it's kind of moving a little differently on me. All right, here we go. Get the bottom of this one. I hope I remember how to finish this. Kate, do you know what I'm doing?
No.
Oh, man. Well, hi, Judy. I see you on there now. I was just thinking about you. I wanted to, I know you're coming to the spring event, but I know we also talked about doing afternoon tea, so I wanted to see if we could get that scheduled. So at some point, I'll actually, text you and make that happen. All right, so we're nice and squared up now, so this is perfect. And now we've got our backing. So your backing should be a little bigger. So I'm gonna put this on. Whoops. So sometimes when we trim it up, our pieces come loose. So I'm gonna just pin this today, but I would recommend, just because I'm trying to save time a little bit since I talked so much, but I do recommend on these going back and any like loose edges, sewing those up so that you're sure that they all get caught in there. So like up here, I can see there's another one. So I'm just gonna put a quick pin in right over here. I don't want it too close to the edge. And so just pin that real quick. Again, preferably you would sew that, but all right, so we're gonna do right sides together. And we're going to center this on one long side. So you can see on here, I have about the same distance on either, and it should be between 1 inch and 1.5 inches. If you've got more than that, so let's say you're like a full 1.5 inches, you'll probably want to trim it down just a little bit. So like I have 1.5 inches over there, 1.5 inches over there. So I'm actually going to trim mine down just a little bit. I don't know if I have a long ruler. I do. So we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to trim a little bit off. So I'm going to take off about 3/4 of an inch. Because being closer to 1 inch does make it a little bit easier in the final step. All right, so we're gonna just now center that up there. Make sure our pocket stays where it's supposed to. All right, so you're going to stitch across here, and we're gonna use a pretty decent size seam allowance. I do recommend, again, being gone so long, I didn't think through all my steps. I do recommend using binding clips for this. I don't have any in the room with me, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna use stick pins. Now, if you are using stick pins, please be careful. You do not want to go through your vinyl, okay? So that's the one thing I would say, just be real careful of that. So, all right. So I'm gonna we're gonna stitch this real quick. All right. Now this is one of those times where I really like this Bernina because it is so strong. Now on the cruise we used the Baby Lock and it was great. It's a good machine. We had Sopranos and Brilliance and they worked just fine. The Bernina is a bit of a power horse. So, oh, you know what? We need our walking foot. It does have a built-in walking foot. So that moved on me a little bit. So that's why we want that walking foot, which is nice. You just press down on it and it becomes engaged. And so, well, at least I thought it did. Oh, I need to play with this machine more before I come on with you guys. Oh well. Moving on. All right, I'm gonna move that out of the way. You can see it's puckering a little bit. We don't want it to pucker. Pin out. You don't want to run over it and break a needle. Yep. Woo. All right, buddy. All right. I do suggest backstitching or knotting at either end, but of course, since I'm clueless. All right, so you can see we stitched the one long edge. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide this up and we're gonna center it again. And then we're going to throw our pin on the floor because, all right, so this end is my end with my, what am I trying to say? My vinyl pocket. So I'm being careful there. I went up above where my vinyl is at. Now this is slightly easier when you do it on a table instead of on your lap.
Marilyn said, do you have to change the name of the foot on the machine for the walking?
No, you don't. But you do have to know what you're doing, and apparently I don't. So it's not terribly hard, but I haven't touched a Bernina in over a month, and I thought well, I know I pushed down on it and it went right down, but I know there's something you kind of like lift and then I just did something wrong. I need to play with it more because I have every intention of taking one of these home with me after the spring event. And so I will get to know it very well. For any of you curious why, when I already have a few machines at home, I want a Bernina. I love to do free motion quilting. So before I left, I had brought in my quilt that I had made that was a Donna Jordan quilt pattern. And so that was done using free motion quilting. Well, this machine has the capability of adding a stitch regulator. And so, and they're known for their stitch regulators. So they're really, they're really good. So that is a big part of why I want it. And then the power, of course, because these things are beasts. So with all the bag making I do, that power is really nice. All right, sorry guys. I didn't put enough pins in. So I'm just making sure as I go along that I'm getting this on here, that they're lining up. So I'm kind of watching over here to the right. They are. I know you can't really see that as well over there. All right, so there we go. Now we are going to turn it right side out. I do want to be a little careful because I put a couple pins in. In fact, I'm going to just take that one out real quick. And then I'm going to take this one out real quick. And actually, we'll meet over at the table. So we're going to just flip this back out. So we're going to turn it. So you can see here, the backing is floppy. That's exactly what we want. Machine just made noise. I don't know why. So, thanks, Carolyn. Radiance has a stitch regulator. I didn't know that, Marilyn. Oh, you know, because it's new. It is new. That was one of the reasons I had thought about the Radiance. Maybe I should go back to thinking about it. All right, here we go. So look how nice that is. So now you can see our sides are bound for us. So super easy fun. We're now going to do our ends. I'm going to just do the top. I'm going to show you that one, and I'm going to show you how to do the strap, and then it's essentially done. Some of it you're going to have to do on your own, but what I like to do, let me see if I can turn it this way, if this makes it a little easier, is I turn it down like this, that corner, and I like to leave just a little bit of a gap. So you see how there's just a little gap? And then I fold down to that line, and then I fold again. And then you get a nice, whoops, you get a nice mitered corner, if that stays put. There we go. So it's just like that. Now, clips might be mandatory for this step. Let's see. There's usually in the Kimberbell area, they're a little blue container of clips. So we'll see if Kate can find those, because I don't have any in here. Oh, wait, did I just see one? No. All right, I'm going to try and pin this. We'll see how I do. All right. Oh, Kate is a savior. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's take that out of there because that's really hard to. All right. There we go. And then I'm going to do this end. Same as before, leaving a little gap and then folding down, leaving that little gap again. And then like that. And then we just go down through here. We do the same thing. Now when I'm doing it, I do try and kind of keep the space between the top of this and that similar. Now you could, if you wanted, put tape down this line, and that double-sided basting tape would hold it all for you in place, and then you wouldn't need the clips. And so that would be a good option. All right, now you're going to do this at the top and at the bottom. So I'm just doing the top, and the reason I'm doing the top for you is because that's also where we're going to attach our strap. And so do one more clip here. That looks pretty good to me. All right, so that's all lined up nicely. Then you'll do the same thing down at this end. So you'll fold that down, go like this, fold it up, and that's how you'll do that. The strap, I'm going to show you what to do with that. Now, the only thing is, I just realized I didn't bring my hardware with me. So I'm going to pretend, oh, you can't see that, that's a secret. Do I have anything in here? Okay, well, for making one end of the strap, so we're going to do, you're going to fold it down about 3/4 of an inch, and then you're going to fold it down about 7 inches. I was really good on the cruise with this. I'm not sure if I still have my, no, not quite. There we go. So you'll do that twice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stitch across this part where the fold is above the raw edge, and then you'll sew again on the other side of the raw edge so that there's a seam on either side of the raw edge. And what that does is that encloses that raw edge so it doesn't then unravel on you. So I have these, we'll go ahead and put that in there. Now the other end, what you would do if you had your supplies with you is you want to make sure it's facing the same way, and you're going to fold it down just a little bit. And then you're going to fold it again. And what you would have on there, we're going to pretend, what do you think of this D-ring? Isn't that a beautiful D-ring? So we're going to, well, that's probably too fat. Let's see if I have a smaller D-ring. Ooh, this is a perfect one. Here we go. So this is our D-ring, our little rubber band. So you're going to put this in, and you're going to, see how I've got my, sorry, I have to do it this way maybe. So I've got this is the same direction. So we want our folds showing the same side. And so we're going to do that. And that'll be in there. And again, we're going to, and our D-ring will be all the way at the end. So then we're just going to stitch across here, and that encloses that in there. And so I'm going to just, I guess I could sew it. Why not? This will be our official D-ring. All right, so I'm going to take all this over here. What we're going to do is we're just going to stitch this down. So I'm just going to go from here all the way across. I am not going to stitch along the sides. The reason for that is when we turn it over, we have a whole cloth. If we're a little bit wonky, that wonkiness is going to show on this side. If we're just stitching across that top where we've just folded and we've got a nice straight line, we've got a nice straight line up here, a nice straight line down here, and nobody knows that we maybe fudged this a little bit because we don't want to stress over this project. So all right, we're going to go make our strap, and we're going to stitch across here, and then I'll show you how to attach it. So, and our bag will be done. All right. And thank you for appreciating my improvisational skills. I don't know, I can't say the word, but I do try to not let it get to me if we aren't quite perfect. Sewing is supposed to be fun, not stressful, so. All right, I'm going to move the clip out of the way. Am I on there? I don't want to, yeah, we're good. So what I'm doing is I'm just going right on there. Now again, you want to knot this in place, and then we're going to go across, and we just want to stay nice and close to the edge, but we want to be stitching through that backing that we're kind of creating a kind of faux binding on here. So, and again, I'm just checking to make sure that's staying about the same. Doesn't have to be exact, but we want to be similar. We want to be close. And take your time. This is one of those things that you'll see on both sides, so you kind of want to make sure you've got it the way you like it. Now, one of the things I did when I designed the pattern is I didn't want to stress about our strap going into a seam. So you'll notice that I'm closing off this top where the strap is going to go, and I'm not including it into this seam at all. So we're going to attach that after. Oops, maybe made that one a little tighter, a little narrower. So there we go. All right, so we're going to cut that. All right, so you can see that's what the top looks like now. How pretty is that? I need to trim my threads, but looks good. So now we're going to go ahead, we're going to create our strap. So we already did our folding and everything we needed. So we're going to go across our D-ring, which obviously is not a D-ring, but that's okay. So you want to back stitch on here or not. which I don't remember the buttons, so I'm not doing it, but I am going to just, because I don't know, I'm going to just go back and forth a couple times in that way. Now, if you wanted to do like 2 lines of stitching or something like that instead, you certainly could. Whatever, if you want to be creative, I don't know, whatever you want to do. I just like straight lines. I try sometimes with these bags to keep things as simple as possible, because when I start getting crazy and doing decorative stuff, sometimes that's when my mistakes happen and they're more visible. Whereas if I'm just doing a straight line, that tends to be a little easier. So again, this is folded in twice. So we're going to stitch on one side of that raw edge and then on the other side to enclose that. So I go here first because that holds everything in place. If I go there, then it can unravel on me. So I'm just going to go right here. I like to start in just a little bit in case it wants to move. All right, here we go. Now on this, if you want, because we're stitching 2 lines, you could just stitch down the side there. Make a little box. Go one more to make sure I'm on the other side. There we go. And lift to turn. All right. Go across one more time just so I don't have both of my loose ends at the same point, since I know I don't have a button to push. All right.
Troy said simply holding the U-shaped button under the green on.
Oh, we'll knot it? Okay, I'll give it a try. Let's see, so if I, no, there's a button at the bottom. Okay, put that back down. I don't know. It's lifting the foot up and down. So I don't know, Troy. I appreciate the idea, but I don't think it worked. Okay, so now what we're going to do is on the back here. So it's the end at the top of your bag, but at the end, I'm going to move my zipper over so it's not in the middle. We're going to put our D-ring up at the top, and we're going to center it. So I'm just going to fold this in half to find my center. Fold this in half to find my center. And here we go. Oh, you know what? When I did the other pattern, I think I left this long and just had it down here and you stitched onto the bag. And that kept it from having quite so much bulk. So instead of doing what I just did and folding it twice, I knew it seemed a little different. This would have stayed flat and you would have done the same concept. You would have stitched on both sides. So kind of how we did both sides down here to enclose it. But either way will work. So just now we're going to go through a lot more layers. So we're going to get that on there.
What Bernina model are you using?
This is the B570. And I mean, it just went through this like butter. And this is like 3 layers of strapping that I went through, bosal, the quilted fabric, and probably 3 or 4 layers of regular fabric. So a lot of layers are involved in that. So we're going to move over to the table because our bag is sort of done. I just need to do the bottom of it. All right. So you can see this is on here. This would be a pretty D-ring, not a rubber band. All right. So when you go to close this up, you're going to just, each section kind of folds into itself. So we're going to pretend that's finished and roll that up, and then we're going to just bring the strap around just like that. See how I rolled it and brought it up? And then that will go through your D-ring, and then that allows you to be able to carry the bag. How cool is that? So you can carry it around with you everywhere you want. It also, what I like about this, the way I did it, I feel like I'm bragging when I say the way I did it, but I like how I did it. Is you can load this bad boy up with all kinds of stuff. You could put in a roll of bosal if you wanted, and the strap is going to extend for you. So you've got that availability, or that ability to really be flexible. So the band works in a pinch, right, Troy? I think it's great. And you never know what else you might be able to put on there. So, all right. So anyway, this is done. This is the shell organizer. I don't know if we have any kits left or not. I know we got some cruise ones in, and so if you wanted to put in the cruise ones, I think we could sell those.
Okay.
Those ones are going to be more pre-cut already for you, and so that one, I mean, they'd be great, but I think it just let's put 6 in. I think there's more than that, but I'm a little afraid I may have to steal some of the supplies out of it, so I don't want to do all of those. So if you want the cruise one, I can't remember if it's the blue or the white. You'll get one or the other. Both are fantastic. And and if you guys want more kits for this, let me know, and I can come up with a couple more next week that are maybe a little bit different. And so, all right. So next week we're going to do the Italian market bag. So super fun. It'll be a Tiffini bag. Like I said, it's going to be a quick, easy make. We're going to use the Sashiko for that, which I'm really looking forward to. And then a Bag Lady Club. Again, if you're interested in doing it, please, please, please. I know I'm asking a lot because I'm showing you a lot and being like, here, buy this, and there's the spring event and all that. But I really would like to make sure that because Gloria is placing the order today, that I order enough and that I get those to you in a timely fashion before my life sort of spirals a little bit again. So can we get the pattern for the shell? Yeah, it was just in a kit, but I may make it an option where I'll do it next week. Here's what I'm thinking. It'll be like the materials you need for it. And when I say that, like the bozal. So like the interfacing. So like just the bare bones basics along with the pattern. So I think maybe we can do something like that. And that way we can just put it in there. Or maybe we sell the pattern. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll let you know next week. I know a lot of you are wanting the patterns and talked to me on the cruise and have followed up about me possibly doing the Etsy shop to sell them individually. And since I don't seem to be mentally there to focus on it and get it done, maybe I'll just talk to Gloria and see if we can just sell the patterns for a minimal amount. But all right, I think that's it. Everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience as we went through all kinds of new stuff because I had been gone for so long, and for getting the project done and working with my creativity as we try and get it finished in front of you. So I will see you all next week. Have a great week. Bye, guys.